Hi everybody, and welcome back to the second episode of the Surf Show. Today, straight from La Isla del Encanto, Puerto Rico, we're going to be talking about the X-Flex technology by Kailani Surfboards. Features. Today's specific model is called the Galaxy, like this little UFO guy, that's their logo by Kailani Surfboards. This board, it's an amazing design. It's got a really nice outline, as you can see. It's nice and not very parallel. It's got a lot of curve. It's got a beautiful pulled in pin tail, maybe rounded pin more than anything. But what's amazing about this model is this beautiful channel that you can see there. It's fed beginning with the single concave that starts really far up on the nose of the board, and then it feeds into this beautiful channel that has a double concave inside, and it makes the board accelerate like no other. So that's one of the main features of the Galaxy. The rails are nice and soft. They're fuller, obviously I like that. It makes them really forgiving with a lot of edge right here, kind of tucked under a little bit in the tail. So it has that crisp reaction when you push off the tail, and it just releases a lot. Also, it helps with the, displacing water and making your turns very sharp. The rocker of this board, the Galaxy, it's kind of has a lot of rocker for being a small wave board. So this board, it's like your daily board up until like head high, a little bit overhead waves. You don't want it very much higher than that. It's meant to be for those type of waves, the waves that you ride every day. The single concave into that channel with the double concave feeds all the way into a V of the tail. This allows the board to turn on the rail, to be able to set the board on the rail and kind of hold your rail nicely because of that nice V of the tail. Also, this board has a lot of rocker, but this whole concave inside of it allows it to be a little flatter, so it gives you that speed. But because it has rocker, it turns really tight. So it has kind of that mix of like speed down the line with the tight radius turning that offers this model. I really like it. Construction. So the unique part of this board is the construction. I think it's the most fascinating part. It's an EPS blank epoxy lamination, and this blank is made by Microfoam. The good thing about it, it's that Microfoam and Kailani Surfboards, Julio Nurse is the shaper and sole designer. They've been working on the actual width and the thickness of this high density foam. This blue line that you see, it looks like a stringer, but actually it's a stringerless blank. This high density foam, they reduced it all the way to 1/2 inch, and that actually created the perfect flex that Julio really was looking for. And combined with these two carbon strips in a form of an X, it has 4 anchor points. If you can see, it creates some very unique strength in this area of the tail, which you always want, but it crosses right under your front foot, and that allows you to feel and have that springiness right under your front foot, which is what I believe it makes this board very unique. On the bottom, this technology features 1 carbon strip, and what it does really is it allows that flex to be a little stiffer, because this blank alone, if you feel the blank without any lamination, it's super flexible. You can put your hand on it and the thing will flex a lot. So you need to actually make sure that with this carbon strips and the lamination, the board has just that right flex and its springiness. And I believe they have nailed it because of this carbon strip on the bottom and this X form of these two on the top. This particular board, this Galaxy that I got made, custom made for myself, it is a 5'6" by 18 1/8 by 2 1/8. Those are my standard measurements, and it really works good. Remember, epoxy floats just about 30% more than PU regular boards. So I stick to the same flotation, the same thickness, but it gives you that extra flotation that epoxy does have. Also, super strong construction. I've had that board for almost a month and a half. I've been riding the crap out of it, maybe 2 months actually, and the board, you saw it, it looks impeccable. So highly recommend the construction and everything about this board. I'm really all for it. Fin setup. So when it comes down to fins, I always like to use my old faithful fins, the ones that I know they work for me on all kinds of different boards and designs. In this case, I started with the black stick from Almeric. These fins feature a nice little concave just on the bottom part of the fin, and then it goes to a flat tip. And that's what I believe it gives you, that extra acceleration. For smaller waves, anywhere from knee high or even ankle high, if you like to surf waves that small, all the way, like I said, head high and just above. I don't like them when it's a little bigger, because then it feels a little unstable, maybe a little too much flex. But then that's when I go to this guy. And this fin, it's the same template, same Almeric template, but it's the honeycomb. The flex a little more predictable, if you may. It's a little more even. So when the wave has more push, personally, I like to use this fin because it gives you that more predictable, even flex, and you don't need to accelerate so much because the wave is giving you all that energy and that push. Now, this fin, very interesting. First time riding it on this board, the HS Hayden Shapes by Futures, and it's kind of has that same black stick technology, which has a little concave, the flatter tip. They're kind of thick. I thought they may be a little too thick, but actually works really good. But it's a better template for quicker transitions. It's really loose and quick, so I liked it better when the waves were smaller or there were beach rakes and the wave wasn't that lined up, because it gave you that like super tight, you know, turning radius. And I really like the feel of it. It released a lot more than even this fins. So like I said, if you're gonna go and surf maybe a quick beach rake, maybe a little bit dumpy where the transitions are faster and quicker, this fin is great. Feedback. My favorite part, giving you feedback about my experiment with this board. So this board, it's a fast board. Even though it has a lot of rocker, which makes it turn real tight, the board allows you to create a lot of speed. I believe because of that combination of concave into that channel with the double concave and the lovely V of the tail. Loved it because it allows you to put that board on the rail and it holds your turns on the rail. It's a really light board. The construction is amazing. It's super light. I rode it on days where it was onshore, howling onshore, and then also howling offshore. Those clips that you see when it's offshore, it's actually in Panama in the Pacific. So it really gave me a very nice approach and a kind of perspective on the board. Okay, so that's it for the second episode of the Surf Show. I hope you really enjoy this time, this new technology, X-Flex by Kailani Surfboards. Super pumped on it. I highly recommend it. You can actually customize any of their high performance models and use this technology to it. So by all means, go and check them out, KailaniSurfboards.com. Please subscribe to the Surf Show by Magnum Martinez. Who's that guy anyway? From La Isla del Encanto, Puerto Rico. See you next time. Thanks for watching.